And here's the next subsection: charity through violence. The typical statist is profoundly schizophrenic, being both completely aware and completely unaware that he personally advocates the widespread use of violence against others. A dramatic example of this would be those who view themselves as loving and compassionate for supporting government programs to help the poor. What they are literally advocating via their support of welfare programs is a massive extortion racket in which many millions of human beings are robbed of billions of dollars via the threat of being caged. Proponents of such charity through violence imagine themselves to be virtuous and caring because of what the needy may receive, while completely dissociating themselves from the threats, intimidation, harassment, forced seizures, and imprisonments which they know occur and which they know are essential to any welfare program. Because of this bizarre selective denial, those who believe in government can be totally aware of the brute force by which such laws are implemented, while being seemingly unaware that they themselves are condoning such brute force when they demand such laws. The belief in authority is what allows for this strange psychological contradiction, as it convinces the advocates of wealth redistribution schemes that the victims of legal extortion have an obligation to cooperate, and that the use of violence against those who do not pay their taxes is therefore justified. As a result, the basic measure of morality and virtue is turned completely on its head, with welfare advocates viewing themselves as compassionate for advocating violent theft, while viewing as despicable criminals any who try to resist that violence. Similarly, advocates of Social Security, a Ponzi-style wealth redistribution scheme, imagine themselves to be caring and compassionate. Blinded by their belief in government, they fail to recognize that they are not only forcing people into what is falsely represented as a government-run retirement scheme, but are also adding insult to injury by insinuating that people cannot and should not be trusted to plan for their own futures. It takes a serious disconnect with reality for someone to vehemently support coercing people into participating in an investment program which invests in nothing and has no assets, and which has a return far worse than most real investments, and actually does not guarantee any return at all, and then to feel noble and charitable for having forced people into such a scheme. Not only is there no Social Security account, individually or collectively, that is paid into, but the U.S. Supreme Court in Fleming v. Nestor 363 U.S. 603 has made it clear that no one has any contractual rights to any Social Security benefits at all, regardless of how much they have paid into the system, and that Congress can cut off any or all benefits any time it wants,